All right. Taking a leaf out of Mr. Coker there, isn't there? With that intro. So yeah, episode 35 of the Centre Circle podcast. As you can see, got myself Keith hosting today.
Daz in the building.
How's that? Daz, you're not LeBron James? sitting in the corner. Got a bit of context on our TikToks. Someone thought Daz was LeBron James in the building.
Yeah.
Our budget hasn't stretched that far.
Can you imagine?
but soon. So yeah, just gonna wrap up a few football stories and results for the weekend and week just gone.
Straight into it, yeah.
So we're gonna cover Chelsea and Man City's entertaining draw yesterday, Bournemouth and Newcastle, Liverpool, Brentford, Wolves and Spurs, Villa and Fulham in a bit detail, and then we'll cover the rest of the results. We're also going to talk about Trippier and the fans after the Newcastle result for the weekend. So we've got England and their upcoming fixtures in the squad, Lyle Fosterss and his struggles over the last kind of few months or so. And then a little debate on Emery v Suarez, which has kind of reared its head over the last few weeks. So let's get into it.
Welcome to the Centre Circle.
Chelsea 4, Man City 4.
That's got to be the best game in a long while.
A long time.
A long while. I haven't 100%. Seen an entertaining match like that as a neutral. I can't even remember when would you say the last crazy game like that? Probably. I'm thinking Liverpool, Newcastle in some shape or form.
Yeah.
Those games
been like entertaining games since then.
Yeah.
But,
no, obviously, but I mean like something like that. Do you know what I mean? Where the score is just
back and forth.
I don't know, man.
I feel like we've had some recent ones though, within like the last 4 years or something. I feel like
probably a Liverpool City game, maybe.
Yeah, not with a high score line, but in terms of entertainment value, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's touch on the game. So for me, I was quite surprised with how well Chelsea played in this game.
It goes back to what I said to you on the last time I sat and we podded. I said to you, when it's the big boys, I'm not worried
they've
about
done
Chelsea.
well. They've done well against all the big teams. So we shouldn't really be. I'm with you on it. We was a little bit surprised, but we shouldn't really be because if you look at their big game results, they've all done well in all the games.
That's exactly why I'm not surprised. It's the little teams they lose concentration.
Yeah, no, it's fair because what they drew Liverpool at home.
Yeah.
Drew Arsenal at home.
Yeah.
Beat Tottenham away. Bit of an anomaly with that result.
Which is fair, yeah.
That's fine. And then they got a draw out of
and you got to think, Liverpool game, Chelsea were the better team. Arsenal game, they were definitely the better team. And then even Man City, I think Chelsea were probably the better team.
Went toe for toe.
So
Haaland scored a penalty, 25th minute. For me personally, it was a little bit against the run of play. I think in the lead.
Most definitely.
That goal.
Most definitely.
Penalty for you guys or not?
Soft again.
Why do you think it's soft?
It's soft.
You know the rules though.
No, he's soft.
It's 50-50 tussle.
But he got caught with his hand in the
But then Haaland pulled him first.
No.
And then the incident, when VAR showed the replay, they only show Cucurella pulling Haaland, not the initial pull.
All right.
Soft.
For me, it's 6 and 1, half a dozen of the other, right?
Okay.
It's if you played football before, you know what goes on in the box. Whether you're a defender or a striker, you know what goes on in the box. They've got a hold of each other. Haaland's made his move. He's let go of Cucurella. Cucurella's still held on. Bang to rights.
I can see why it's given, but I
can see why it's given, but I think it's well soft. And the thing, Haaland was never getting that ball. Thiago Silva cleared it with the header.
Yeah.
But they can give it because he's in the vicinity of where it's dropping, but he's never getting that ball.
Yeah. And if you're Cucurella, you know he's a threat regardless, innit? So you think if you do let him go, he could potentially challenge Silva.
And it's mad as well because Cucurella has to play him like that because of the size difference.
The height, physical,
physique, everything. To try and put you off physically.
You have to let him know that you're there, innit?
And it's just unfortunate he's been caught with his hand in a cookie jar.
I thought it was similar to the one that they got at Old Trafford with the Highland Rodri. I thought it was very similar. But My problem is I'm seeing no one else get those decisions but them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I can't think of it. I can think of two. And
The
they got
stats are
both.
they've had quite a lot of penalties in the last, I think it's like 3 or 4 years. They've had the most out of the teams in the Premier League, so not surprising. And then, yeah, Chelsea didn't back down. They got the equaliser within 4 minutes. Really good header from Silva. I think Edison could have done better. It's my first of my 2 criticisms
Really?
I've got for Edison in this game. Yeah, I think even though the corner was whipped in quite fast and he just kind of took the pace, when you divert the pace off a ball, I think he could have got down a bit quicker. That's just me personally. But yeah, done well there to equalise, and then Sterling puts them in front. I'm glad he celebrated as well.
Big Raz.
Yeah.
He didn't, it was muted.
Yeah, it wasn't over.
Yeah, but I think initially he was like,
It was just,
Let
it
me-
was
let me-
respectful.
It wasn't Cole Palmer.
No, it wasn't. And I thought they were quite unfortunate not to hold out until half time to go into the lead. It was quite sloppy from Chelsea, to be honest. Like a Kanji free header. People said that Reece James should have done better.
He was snoozing.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get switched off because when half time's coming, it's easily done, innit? Like we've all been there.
And to be fair to him, he's been out of the game for a little while. Match sharpness isn't quite there yet.
Yeah, very true.
Give it a few more games. I mean, if he's on a run of games, of form, I personally don't think that happens. I think he's a lot more switched on.
Yeah,
he cuts it out.
Yeah, so the first half ends 2-2, entertaining.
At that point, what did you think? What did you guys think?
City's going to win.
You still thought
I thought
City's going to win.
I thought it'd be like 4-2.
Yeah, considering when you can see just before half time, like your heads drop a little bit, don't they? And then coming out into the second half, Haaland scores within 2 minutes.
Yeah, I thought that's it. Yeah, as soon as that happens, you think, that's it.
What's going on here?
Game done.
It was a really good goal from City, I thought.
Yeah.
Right.
Typical City goal.
It was like, they said it in commentary, that's the kind of goal that City have always scored, and Sterling was normally the one on the end of it when they scored. It was bundled in a little bit.
And there was a VAR check on it,
when
wasn't
I
there?
saw that, I was like, they can't be possibly putting this for handball.
He wanted to.
It would have been if it touched him before
it
over
went
the
over
line.
the line.
It would
I
have
think
been,
it might have been
taken away.
Yeah.
But,
and just briefly, I saw a tweet. Someone just before half time. I think it was just before about 10 minutes to go in the first half. Someone was like, I can see it now. I'm paraphrasing, but basically they were talking about how Doku's going to get dragged at half time. Grealish is going to get brought on, and City are going to go and do a madness. What happened? Half time comes, Doku gets dragged, Grealish comes on, goal.
Yeah. To be fair though, I don't think Grealish changed the game that much.
He did.
Oh, he
Like I don't think he done
He didn't.
much.
He's done absolutely nothing.
Yeah, when he came
He
on.
didn't.
So he actually came on after they went 3-2 up. Yeah, so 3-2 to City. We think they're gonna go on and win the game. But again, Chelsea kind of dug deep. Like they were. Like it's crazy. I'm in shock because of Chelsea's results, especially at home. Like I think they've only won one game at home this season. So I'm like,
bro, don't be
I didn't expect them to come back in, but Nicholas
Was
Jackson pops up.
Action Jackson.
Yeah. And gets a goal. So he's polarized a lot of fans. So I'm in a group chat and with a Chelsea fan. He's like easily going to get 15 goals in the Premier League this season. No. So I did have to say, hold on, not many
15
strikers.
Prem League goals.
Yeah, I was like, not many strikers, let alone players, get
15 Premier League, not 15 in all comps.
15 Premier League goals.
Oh, okay, that's a shout.
So I'd like
that's a shout.
He's not rubbish amongst his peers.
No, I think he's rubbish. I think he's rubbish. No, I do.
I think he's raw.
Yeah, like he needs polishing.
Extremely raw.
Yeah.
Like, I've just picked the sugar cane off the field raw. Like I ain't even peeled it, I ain't even processed it, I ain't even done nothing to it.
I
yet.
think it's poor.
Raw.
That's it.
He's just
Picked it and then you bit straight into it. You yammed it straight away.
I was watching them while Chelsea were breaking, just like watching his movement. And it's like he didn't know where to run or what to do. I think he's really poor.
Do you think that's still just like early doors fleshing out, trying to understand?
We've got to understand. I don't think he's played 3 senior league seasons yet. So,
well, I think he can only improve. I'm not saying he's not going to improve, but at the moment, he's not the level they need. But that's not to say in the future that he won't be.
Yeah.
I think what's scary about Chelsea for me is I think everyone's kind of in their mind had this idea or thought or feeling that once they click, they will click, right? And it will look quite scary for the Premier League. And in the moment so far against the big teams, they've shown they've got potential. They don't have a full team. They don't have a full strength team. They're still missing Nkunku. They're still missing. They've got a long injury list of players.
Lavia hasn't played.
Lavia, Carney Chukwuemeka's been out injured. You know, Bro has just come back. Chilwell's injured. Reece James has just come back. So I think once they get a full strength team, then I think we'll really start to see a different side to Chelsea, a more consistent side, shall I say.
Yep. And then when Rodri scores, 86 minutes.
Oh man.
With a wicked deflection.
Jammy or what?
You think, this is just City and getting over the line like they normally do. Somehow they've done it. And again, fair play to Chelsea. They didn't stop. I think when they put the board up, I think it was like 8 or 9 minutes of injury time.
8 minutes.
And they just kept playing, didn't they?
Yeah.
They didn't stop. And they got the penalty. Yeah. Like Brozier done well. I'm not sure who he done.
Good sub as well. Good sub. The manager only brought him on 2 minutes before.
Against tired legs, and he was quite busy, innit? Like active.
That challenge was disgraceful.
I know. He was trying to be like ref.
It was Diaz. It was Diaz.
That challenge, he come flying it, bro. What are you
panicked.
doing, man? A big experienced defender like you.
Yeah, I know. Very, very.
Took him out. No ball no connection with the ball. Nothing. Just
Yeah.
That is.
And then there's a bit of argy-bargy, bit of gamesmanship from Man City trying to delay the penalty and getting the ref there and Palmer. But I noticed Palmer took the ball and then just stood away from outside the box for like
early doors.
You knew it was coming. In my head, I guess I don't miss. Not because I wanted Chelsea to like get a draw or anything like that. It's just like Palmer, I like the kind of player he is. Like I think him along with Sterling had excellent games yesterday. And just like those little confidence boosters.
Yeah.
Like he left City because he felt he had to move on to get his chance.
Well, essentially it was him or Doku, right?
Or no, so Pep actually said
if he'd have stayed, they wouldn't have had Doku.
Yeah, it was really interesting what he said.
So he's like, fair play, Pep. But I think I'm gonna go like move on and.
That's very refreshing. A lot of players would have been like, "Oh, okay, I'm just gonna sit here and stay in. If I got in, I get in. If I don't, I don't."
Yeah, it would have been interesting if Foden had that potential opportunity earlier in his career, whether he would have taken it up. But Cole Palmer steps up. Slaughter said it was a very good penalty, like very good. So
ice cold.
Yeah,
and the celebration.
Enjoyed that. So. We kind of touched on Chelsea a bit. If they can get over the small teams who put the low block, look to hit them on the counter, they'll be like, right, you can have the ball, break us down. We kind of said if they can get over that, they can match the top teams, they could go on and do well. It's not often you see Man City concede 4 goals. Granted, they conceded 4 goals and didn't lose, but there's been games this season. So we go back to Wolves, Arsenal.
They look jaded to me. Jaded in the sense of like they're just tired. Like they. So it's kind of almost like how Liverpool looked last season, especially like the early part of the season where we just looked.
It wasn't clicking.
We just wasn't clicking, and I'm not saying Man City aren't clicking because they're sitting top of the table. Yeah. But some of their players look a little jaded. Like they've played so many games. and maybe they need a rest. Maybe they need a competition in their position. Someone that will come in and take minutes from them so they can recover. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's just my viewpoint. I mean, they have refreshed in certain areas of their squad, but some of their players do look jaded, and the injuries are catching up. Edison almost went down and at some point in the game with a small knock. KDB's been out for a little while. I don't know, man. To me, it just feels like there might be a slight error. We need a refresh.
Yeah, on that point of Edison, I think with the Jackson goal, it's a great shot from Gallagher, like hit it really well, but he just pushed it straight back into the danger area where any top goalkeeper pushes it left or right, gets out of danger. If that doesn't happen, it could be potentially a different game.
But just on Man City, isn't this what they always do? In the early part of the season, the first half of the season, they have 2 or 3 dodgy results. And then sort of from Christmas onwards, they click into gear. They do their 10, 11, 12 game winning streak.
They do, but not in like a cluster of what has happened this so far this season. So I think in the form guide, I don't think they've won more than 2 in the last 5 games, potentially. So that doesn't really happen when it comes to Man City.
Because I'll say you can draw at Chelsea. It's not the worst result in the world.
Oh, not at all.
You can lose at Arsenal, not the worst result. The only one is the Wolves. That's the only game that I would say you don't expect that from City.
But if you flip it, from the Chelsea and Arsenal games last season, they got 6 points. So I know you like just comparing to what they can do last season.
6 points on a run for a treble.
But then when did those games come in the season last year though? Because the Arsenal game was in February, so it's different. It's a different game. I know
they beat Chelsea 1-0 at Stamford Bridge last year.
Yeah, it depends on when that game was, because it's a different game if you're playing someone in March and April. They're into gear by then.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think the treble run last season has definitely played a part. They've got to go away for the Club World Cup.
Yep,
coming up soon. In a month's time. Extra games on top of that. They played the Super Cup this year as well. So I think it's just a case of it's just a lot of game time. A lot of players have just...
Because for comparison, this weekend was the last weekend last year before the World Cup, and they lost to Brentford at home. So in the corresponding weekend last year. So it's like, are they really, really into it yet?
Yeah. To be fair, I don't think Pep will be too concerned. Like they're still top of the league.
Yeah.
Going into the international break. Somewhat of a difficult fixture next time out when they come back. So
it wasn't very difficult last year, but yeah.
3-1 Liverpool.
But you're calling it already, yeah? 3-1 Liverpool, yeah?
3-1 Liverpool.
But it's a bit of a for the rest of the league, it's not looking good that you're saying City looking tired. I'm saying they've not even clicked into gear, and then you look at the league table and they're top of the league. Yeah, and they've not even really started yet.
But they're not top by much. I think like the chasing pack have enough to keep up with them.
Think so?
Yeah.
What, when they click into gear?
This is going to go into the last 2 to 3 months.
I don't think they're going to run away with it. I think there'll be 2 or 3 teams that could potentially keep up with them.
Yeah. I see them running away with it this year, you know?
I think points are going to be shared a lot.
I can't see can you see anyone else winning 10 games on the spin? I can't.
Yeah, Liverpool.
But I don't think, for some reason, I don't think that's going to happen this year. Like, I know I was an advocate. Last year, I was saying it to Mark. City always do that run. I don't think it's going to happen this year.
Even when KDB comes back?
Even when KDB comes back.
No, you can't discount that.
That's
right now,
a world class player.
It might change, but right now...
That's the cog of the engine. That's everything runs through KDB, and he's had time off.
Right now. Yeah, but it's a big... Remember, he's not had a big injury like this. So for him to come back from a big injury like this and perform at the level that he has previously, and he's older now, I don't think it's a given he's going to come back.
Form is temporary. Class is permanent.
Yeah, but hopefully that form doesn't come back straight or that class doesn't come back straight away. All right, let's move on to Bournemouth, Newcastle. So Newcastle coming in off a like I wouldn't say it's a bad result off Dortmund. Like Dortmund away,
It is a bad result.
Is it bad?
It is
Like
a bad result.
first season back in the Champions League, are you really expected to go to Dortmund and win?
Yeah.
Really?
I think it's a bad result because they lost to Dortmund at home, so they needed to get something from the away game.
Fair enough.
And let's be honest, Dortment, I mean,
their form hasn't been great.
I'm being a bit harsh in the sense that their squad was a little depleted. They're away from home, like as I said, but it's a bad result because exactly what as I said, they needed it. They needed a win.
Yeah, and I know everyone's kind of banding around the injuries thing, but they did have quite a lot of injuries. Like Hall started at left back. I know he's a bit of a big money signing. It was like 20 odd million from
18,
Chelsea,
I think
but he wasn't perceived as a starter straight away. So Hall's come in.
19 as well, young.
Lascelles is starting, but he's not their preferred centre back.
He's their club captain.
Exactly. Yeah, but if Botman's fit, he's holding bench in it. Yeah. Longstaff started again.
Wilson lasted a half.
Yeah. They played Miley in midfield. I'm not sure if it was his first start or so. It's a bit makeshift. They even had to put Joe Leaton in the top three. So it's a bit of a makeshift. And Bournemouth were coming off their win last week. And I don't know if you guys caught the game, but it was Bournemouth's game, to be honest.
Literally.
I watched it.
They had a lot of the ball. Put Newcastle under pressure.
There are loads of chances. They should have been leading before they did, to be fair. From the first half, they should have been 1-0 up.
Do you know who's looking really good? Solanke.
Yeah.
He's looking like a player who's found his stride. And he's alongside that, the team have clicked into gear. Kluivert's looking good out on the wing.
Who's the other winger? There's a fast one on the other side. He's playing well. I don't know.
Sinistera.
Oh, was he at Leeds before?
Yeah.
Yeah, good player.
Yeah. They all looked really good.
Yeah.
They all looked really good.
Tavernier, Kluivert, Semenyo, all behind Solanke. Yeah, they played well. And Solanke gets the first goal in the 60th minute. Newcastle don't really respond. Just kind of laboured through the game.
They look toothless. They look like they had nothing through
they
midfield
look
or up
really
front.
Tired.
Yeah, if I say a team look tired, they look tired, yeah.
And then, Solanke makes it 2-0 on the 73rd minute. I can't really remember much from Newcastle, Like, I'm trying to rack my brain.
There wasn't much. That's the
clear
thing.
cut.
They had Anthony Gordon up top. And
looking at the stats.
Who else was up?
Had 5 shots on goal, but nothing.
I think Willock came on, was playing attacking, but else.
Yeah, but it's an indictment. Bournemouth had 10 shots on target. That's quite a lot for Bournemouth in a Premier League game.
Peppering them.
Yeah, and possession was pretty even, 48-52 in favour of Newcastle. So I said I'll touch on it at the end, but I might as well just touch on it now in terms of the whole Trippier and the away fans confrontation. So we don't know what the fan said to Trippier in order for him to go over and the dialogue to start.
Most likely you should have won. We shouldn't be losing to Bournemouth.
Or something that was SH,
the usual drivel.
So Trippier says the fans are emotional. They've travelled a long way. I had a chat with one of them saying we are giving everything and there's no need to panic. We got beat and we apologise for that result, but the lads are giving everything. When Trippier went over, the audio was him saying, how many injuries have we got? Over and over again, how many injuries we got? I don't think that's an excuse you can be using to the fans. To be honest, I think that's more of an excuse for fans to use to defend their clubs. I think as a player, you should be like, whatever team the managers put out, publicly facing, you should be like, this should be good enough to win the game. I don't think it's, I personally don't think it's fair. I don't think it's personally fair. So you're saying so a Newcastle fan travelled from Newcastle to Bournemouth on a Saturday night, and it's okay for you to say well, we tried our best, but we got injuries.
It is what it is.
Nah, man.
But it is what it is. What do you want? No, but what do you want us to do?
There's no guarantees. There's no as a fan,
even with the full strength squad,
you've made that choice to travel from. No one has put a gun to your head and told you to travel to do it.
But I don't think a player, especially your captain, should be like using that as an excuse for not getting a result.
Why? Because obviously the team is not as strong as what it could have been. So,
No, but do you not kind of see that as a little bit defeatist before you've gone out?
But he never done it before. He said it afterwards. After the result was coming.
But basically he's saying is in a way, before they've even walked out the thing, they're looking
thinking, this team ain't the best.
Well, he's being real. He's being real. He's being real. So what if I've got Mbappe in my team and 1 week and the next week I ain't got Mbappe? Of course I'm not going to be as confident. It's real.
Key players.
I understand.
Key players. It's not like Dan Burns injured, but the rest of the squad's out there. So it's key players. No striker, no recognised striker. So no Callum Wilson, no Isaac. I think was Almiron there?
Yeah,
did Almiron play?
Yeah.
But did he start?
I think it was Almiron, Gordon, and
didn't Almiron go off?
Yeah, I'm sure he got taken off.
I think he went off in the first half.
No. Oh, no.
Put it this way: 6 of your 6.
So he did, yes.
Yeah, he went
6.
off. Yeah. He went off in the first half.
6 key players are not available. 6, not 2 or 3 or do you know what I mean?
That's half the team.
6 key players are not available, bro. Anything can happen, man.
Yeah,
anything can happen.
I know that
it's
that's
not
the reason,
and it's not a string of losses.
Yeah.
Like it's not. We haven't lost the last 5 Prem games. It's just we've just come off a midweek Champions League game where we've had to fight as well, and we've come away to Bournemouth. Come on, I'm not hearing that. I can't hear that.
I think for me personally, I think it just could have been a bit of like, listen, we tried our best. We weren't at the races today, rather than being, how many injuries we got? How many injuries we got?
Sometimes they're frustrating.
Yeah, I know.
And it's just after the
passion,
game.
The game. I know, like, I'm
I think
being
the
quite
fans
critical.
are being a bit entitled. I think that
I
think the fans totally out of order.
Yeah, that's my next
like,
point.
you're there to support the team. You've made the choice. I don't care how long, wherever you've come from. You've made that the choice. You didn't have to go if you didn't want to.
I don't care.
But you knew who was injured before you left out your house.
Yeah, thank you.
So you knew that there was a possibility. Okay, we might not be the best today, and you still went. So what do you expect?
I agree. I think it's definitely a sense of entitlement. These fans think because they pay their ticket and they travel these hours, I have a right to say what I'm saying. Yeah, you might be entitled to your opinion, and everyone has them, right? But sometimes you're gonna get rebuttals, like Kieran Trippier saying, "Big man, what do you want us to do?"
Yeah. It would be interesting to see or hear what was said to Trippier, because that would put a bit more context to the conversation we're already going off like one side.
Speculation,
but Iriola's got 2 wins on the bounce now. It's taken a bit of a while. I know there's a lot of criticism in the media of him because they hadn't won before they played Burnley last week. So I know his stock in Spain was quite high. That's why they got him in for Gary O'Neill, who didn't do a bad job, kept them up last year. So,
I just want to say I'm listening.
Yeah.
I'm listening. Gary O'Neill is slowly winning me over. I'm listening.
Yeah, so are Newcastle going to make top 4?
No,
not top 4.
No.
You think it's just too much, too soon?
But in saying that, if they get all their team back, they are a really good side.
Yeah, but
they can't.
But their problem is there are 4 other teams right now that are playing very well,
and you got to think more than likely they're going to get knocked out of the Champions League,
or even consistent.
So after Christmas they might have 1 game a week.
So on that, if you're Eddie Howe, do you maybe get 3rd and drop down, or just sack it and just come out of Europe completely?
No, try and get through. You should still try and get through.
So you still want European ball? It's money that comes with it.
No, well, they can still qualify for the Champions League knockouts at the moment.
They still can.
They're not that far behind.
I'm not sacking.
No, I'm saying like if it was,
I'm definitely not sacking it. I mean, for a club perspective, Dan, it's good for them to still be in European ball and go as far as they can.
Yeah.
I think all this is highlighted is their lack of squad depth and their need. And just on that, this whole situation around the possibility of them trying to get Ruben Neves on loan
Yes,
to shore up.
I'm glad you've mentioned
to
that.
cover the teams. Like, what do you guys think about that?
Well, as they closed
they
closed it. You can't do it no more.
Oh, they voted against it.
They voted against it. So they can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they shut it down.
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause
okay.
it's a
I
bit
missed
of a-
that. I missed that.
No dual
It's a bit of a
club ownership loans, basically. So if you own or got shares
so
in two
Piff
clubs,
was Piff on the club.
It's basically cheating. It's basically sharing players, having a player that's going to play for two of your clubs.
Because they were talking him or Kante, weren't they? So yeah, that's been put on the back burner.
Okay, cool. All right.
Right. Liverpool 3, Brentford 0. Did you watch it?
Of course I watched it.
Silly question, that one. Silly question.
I mean, my gripe with... So I'll start with the negative first and we can ride out on the positive. My only gripe was, again, you know what I'm going to say. And you know who I'm going to talk about.
Talk it.
Regardless, I'll tone it down because, he's walked away with 2 goals. What can I say?
It was outstanding, wasn't it?
What? Outstanding where?
But there was 2 great finishes from what I saw.
And
I've got no problem with his performance.
That's why I'm just gonna say. Let's just move on. And it's funny because I was watching it, and when he scored his second, the first person I thought about was you because I thought this conversation. It gets harder to have it when he does things like that.
He's putting numbers on the board, bruv.
But when there's games when he doesn't score, it's like, wow. But anyway, that's just me. That's just me. You can't have everything. I get it. I'm just being greedy. I want the whole package. I want the goals and the performance. But my gripe is this. I think in the first, because I messaged in the group, why are we rushing everything? Yeah. We looked like nervous, like it was forced. Just hot potato. Like they just wanted to just get rid of the ball, just quick, and it was just like back and forth. It wasn't a pretty game. It wasn't a pretty first half, shall I say. Endo, oh my God, this is not his level. This is not his level.
You don't think he had a good second half?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
I'd slightly disagree.
Every time he got on the ball, do you know how many hospital touches he had? Touch tackle. Like literally the ball, and then the VAR situation. He should have got sent off.
That was a dodgy tackle, yeah.
Bro.
To be fair, I disagreed with you on Sunday. Looking back, I could see if he had been sent off, I could see why he would have been sent
because
off.
It was the reason why is because the reason why I've looked at it and gone, he's lucky not to have been sent off is he's had a poor touch, he's lost control of the ball, he's lunged in to get the ball.
Yeah, I think he's lucky that the opposition player, I can't remember who it was, kind of lunged in as well. So it looked like a bit of a 50-50, if that makes sense. So I can kind of understand why. But I slightly disagree. I think he was nervy first half, but I think he settled down in the second half and had a decent second half. I was really impressed with Núñez on Sunday, even though he didn't score. I think he was busy, got in and around the box. Considering we had to play a midfield of Endo and Gakpo with Szoboszlai, not our favoured midfield three.
Yeah, it wasn't
Brentford.
The best. They did enough.
Yeah,
they did what they could.
I'm not too disheartened about it.
Thoughts on Tsimikas?
It's time for him to be replaced.
Do you know what's crazy?
He got 2 assists, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Do you know what's crazy? See, now he sounds like me. He sounds like me. Do you know what's I remember his very first game. And I remember saying, I was talking to my uncle and I was like, I'm not a fan. I mean, he's
you know what? First season, I thought
he's
he done
proved
right.
to be good cover, but I could see he wasn't. And I know it's not fair to measure him to Andy Robbo and compare, but I, in order to fill those shoes, you need to be. I know it's not fair to compare, but I mean, you kind of need to be of a certain quality to come in and replace Robbo or Trent, right? And I was just, maybe you can say maybe I was harsh, but I thought I can't see it. And my uncle was just like, oh no, he looks tidy, he's doing this, he looks good. Obviously he's not Robbo, but he looks like a good enough left back.
I thought he would first season. I thought he was a dependable replacement. But over the seasons I've gone on, like the games he's come in,
Bro, this
like I think we need someone
he
else.
kept giving the ball away.
Yeah,
Some of his passes,
midweek as well.
Yeah, some of his passing was just AWOL. His positioning was just, bro. It was almost. I don't want to go that far, but it was almost reminiscent of Alberto Moreno. No, it was.
That's funny. And I saw a tweet after the game in Toulouse where they called him Costas with a C, so it was cost us. Simicast, and he costing us goals. I thought that was quite clever.
See, so then I'm not far off in saying that it's almost the Moreno days, because when we had Moreno on that left back,
it wasn't great. But going to half time, 1-0 up. Salah with a good finish, assisted by Nunes. I think all Nunes' assists have been to Salah this season.
Yeah, they struck up a little partnership and I didn't get a little wavelength going there.
Bit of a chemistry, and Salah has either scored or assisted in 15 consecutive home Premiership games.
Last time, I think he's in the company of, who was it?
Shearer and Emery.
And there was one more.
Oh, was it? I only saw Shearer and Emery.
Shearer, Emery, and someone else. There was 4 names. It was 4 names now with Salah.
Okay, cool. Salah. Yeah. Then the second half was pretty comfortable. So you go back to the first half. I said on the pod last week that Liverpool got to stop giving up easy chances and mistakes, and there were 2.
How did he not score? Was it Mbemo?
So Mbemo had pretty much a 1-on-1.
I don't know how he didn't score that. That was poor. That was a poor finish.
Didn't one of the defenders at least kind of get close enough?
So Trent was close.
Yeah, but he cut across Trent to take him out. Yeah.
Trent wisely.
It would have been off.
That's what I'm saying.
It would have been off.
Kind of, I think that did enough.
Yeah. But against like better opposition, as I said, where those chances are gonna cost us. And they had a chance where they had like a ball crossed in, and then there was a bit of a scramble in the box when it was 0-0.
Oh, was that Pinnock? And then Pinnock hit it and it went wide.
Yeah. So those things we got to kind of eliminate. Second half was a little bit more comfortable. Simicast got his first assist for Salah to head in. There was a bit of VAR check to use the ball without a play. I don't think the whole sphere went over.
No, that one wasn't even close. That one you can see the ball on the line. At least you can see the ball touching the line in that one. Yeah.
And then he set up Jota for the third. So going into the international break, 1 point off top, not too bad. 4 games ago, I said I would have liked 12 points going into the international break. The Luton game let us down. But as I said last week, we're still in touching distance. And I think
that matters.
Based on last season, we got a whole new midfield this season. We can't frown upon where we are. And if we get a result at City after the international break, I think that puts us in good stead for
most definitely.
The festive period.
Do you see Liverpool doing anything at that game?
3-1.
3-1 City?
No, 3-1 Liverpool.
I'm less confident. I'll say a score draw. I'm less confident. I'll say a score draw. But I'd take a score draw at the Etihad.
Yeah, I think most of us would.
But I think it depends on international break, who comes back injured, the South American players coming back, etc. At 12:30 again. Let's see what happens. Let's go to the first game of the weekend. Wolves 2, Spurs 1. So, after the result against Chelsea last week Monday, there was a bit of a loving for Ange.
Yep.
Saying he didn't abandon his style of play, even though they went down to 9 men. Me personally, I think it was a bit naive. Considering how, if you go back to when Liverpool went to Tottenham, went down to 9 men and frustrated them for, I think it was like from the 65th minute until the 96th minute, half an hour, low block, make the team work. And I'm not saying that Ange hasn't done his research, but as we mentioned earlier with Chelsea, the teams that sit back and make it hard for them, they haven't done particularly well against them.
Yeah, but okay.
So why did okay? So
if that goal is given, is it still? Do you still think it's naive?
Oh yeah,
'Cause, I mean, it
100%.
almost worked.
Because I still think Chelsea would have.
But what
got
you're
chances.
saying is that Liverpool held them out for half an hour or whatever. Tottenham, what he would say, they still held them out for half an hour. Yeah, Chelsea didn't
them
score.
goals didn't come.
Chelsea didn't score for a very long time.
But they should have.
They should have.
They should have,
But
but
I'm saying the
didn't,
chances. So in
They should
comparison
have
to
from
Liverpool,
before the first half.
Liverpool didn't really give up many chances in that half an hour against Tottenham.
I don't think Chelsea had many chances, to be fair.
Jackson should have scored. And I think there was a
What before they scored?
Yeah,
I thought all the balls were like overhit.
A lot of it was offside. Okay. If you're counting that offside in that sense,
I don't think that there were many chances as such. The keeper made a couple of saves,
like
but
legit
nothing
chances. Yeah, they weren't.
that you wouldn't expect him to make.
It wasn't until the goal went in, and then I think Tottenham just kind of their heads went at that point.
So based on that game and the red cards, injuries, etc., they were much changed going into the Wolves game. So I had to play centre back. Davis played centre back. Emerson shifted to left back. Højbjerg comes in for Maddison. Not really a like for like switch. Johnson comes in, but Johnson's like a good enough, capable player. And they're the changes, really. So it's mainly in their defence that they.
I think this is just a sign of what's to come.
So is it a case of that their squad is just not ready yet, and it could potentially be there? So as I mentioned previously, Liverpool had a period where their first 11 were really good, but beyond that, it wasn't great. Is that where Tottenham are now?
I think they're even worse than that.
Yeah, I don't think their first 11 is even as great as everyone thinks. They were playing well, but
do you not think?
As in,
do you not think they can go
I don't think that first 11
would
have been up there for the whole season. No, I think that they would have gradually started to slip a bit. I reckon they'll be in a top four battle.
And their bench isn't great. Do you think so? After they've got the injuries, and we've got the Christmas congestion, and we've got AFCON and the Asian Cup.
I think no. I can see them.
I don't think we'll see a full strength Tottenham squad until
February, maybe.
March?
I still see them fighting for around fifth, sixth, yeah.
That's a tough
You think
ask.
you see them dropping away down to like eighth?
Yeah. I think,
so
personally, I think 6th to 8th. 5th to 8th is where they'll sit.
Wow.
I can't see them. And 5th is being generous.
Remember, they've got a little bit of a cushion as well. They've got a 6-7 point lead on most of them teams down there already.
But then, like I said, they've got no striker beyond Richie and Son. Richarlison's opted for surgery. Yeah. So he's going to be out.
He's out for a month, they said.
He's out a month minimum.
Yeah, I think the next option after that is probably Johnson.
Yeah.
Johnson and Kulusevski. Perisic is still injured.
Yeah. They might. I think they might spend based on how well they've started this season.
There's not a might. They have to spend.
But if you go back to the game on Saturday, like they go 1-0 up really early. Johnson scores in the 3rd minute. Really good goal, actually. I thought it was worked pretty well. But they did give up a lot of chances. And like I even tweeted that I think Wolves are gonna rue not taking the possession stats and the opportunities that they're creating. You seem like Wolves were missing that final piece in the final third, like that killer striker. And I thought, I thought it could be one of those games where the smaller team has really like good chances, but they just can't put the ball in the back of the net. And if you check it, like the equalising goal wasn't until 91st minute.
What a goal though, man.
It was.
Oh my God.
It was a really good strike.
That touch. I still don't even know how he done it. It was in the air and the way he brought it down was mad.
Yeah, it was really good. And then you think, all right, the draw is not bad.
See it out.
Yeah, not bad for Tottenham. You could say Wolves will be happy considering how they've been knocking on the door and they finally get that goal. And then, in the 97th minute, Tottenham.
Was it Lamina?
Yeah, Lamina gets the winner. And it wasn't undeserved. Like, I think even Tottenham fans will say Wolves deserve to win that game. And it's a bit fitting because there's been quite a few games this season where Wolves are kind of knocked on the door, haven't been able to get it over the line, and then now they have against one of the better performing teams so far.
And they've
in the
been on the
league.
end of a couple poor decisions
Yeah.
as well. Wolves.
Very true. So we're saying that Tottenham need to spend and buff out their squad, basically.
They have to. They need cover.
But can you get
They need cover.
Can you get the quality they need in January?
No, they just need. They just need. They need cover. Not. Well, it's not. I'm not looking for that long term or investment. I'm not looking for. Do you know what I mean? Like how Liverpool invested in. I'm looking for someone to come in right now, who's ready to go right now and to cover and provide cover.
But then wouldn't that whoever you get in that bracket, wouldn't they be dead wood in a year's time?
So be it. You make it a loan then. Call it a 6-month loan. Go out and find someone that's been frozen out of their team.
Would you go for like a Sancho, someone like that?
No, I need a striker.
There's a shortage.
There is, but there's probably a striker out there that's been frozen out of his team or sitting on the fringes that wants to play, is not getting the game time. Let's go. So it is a 6-month loan. Come, let's go. We need you.
Because if you look at their bench, like Bentancur, he's been out long term for injury. Bentancur's quite a good.
He's on his way
He's just back now.
Yeah. Gil came on. Not great.
Bro, they hardly use him.
Yeah.
He was on loan not long ago, wasn't he?
Celso came on.
He was the same. He was on loan last season as well.
The ones that didn't come on, and I don't know who most of these are. So you got Donley, I don't know who that is. Dorrington.
These are probably young boys.
Yeah. Forster, the goalkeeper. Phillips.
Young boys.
Oliver Skip, I know who that is. And then another guy called Villas, who's Argentinian. So if you look at that bench, it's not a bench that's gonna. You can't see anyone on there that's gonna come on and change the game. They might do, we don't know much about them.
They need
but
to.
The fact that they never came on, kind of.
I remember they get their 2 defenders back in a couple of games.
Yeah.
The left back, Udogie and
so Udogie
Romero, they just suspended.
Romero and Udogie.
Yeah, so they're coming back.
Didn't Romero a 3 game?
Yeah, 3 games. Udogie 1. So
Van der Ven's out for a couple of. They're saying next year.
Yeah. Him and Maddison. And that's a shame. Van der Ven started the season really well, man.
Crazy.
To change up my fantasy team.
The Dutch national coach. Is it? Is it Dick Advocaat?
No, it's
Coleman.
Yeah.
Yeah, he must be steaming, bro. He's lost Van der Ven and Botman to injuries.
Yeah. And Van der Ven was starting with
He's
exactly.
got Virgil though.
Virgil.
Yeah, but Botman, Van der Ven and Virgil, because they play 3 at the back.
Oh, they play 3 at the back? Oh, okay.
Don't they? They play the 3, the wing backs as well. I'm pretty sure.
Right. Moving on. Aston Villa 3, Fulham 1. They're 3 points off top. I don't.
Villa,
bro. So rolling, bro.
I think it was yesterday.
I think they're rolling.
So it was yesterday.
You don't think so?
No, I think they're good at home. But I watched them play against Nottingham Forest the other week, and they were terrible.
Yeah, they look shocking. I was disappointed.
But don't you think a lot of teams have kind of got those results?
These are Unai's teams are like this a lot. Good at home. Play very fast attacking football. But then away from home, not the same.
But they are picking up results away from home. For them to be 5th and 3 points off top, your form has to be pretty good.
Sound.
Yeah. It's sound. Yeah, as you said. So they went ahead to own goal by Robinson, and then McGinn scored a really good goal actually to make it 2-0. And then Ollie Watkins made it 3-0.
Man at the moment, isn't he?
He is. I don't think he scored in.
He missed one though. He missed the open goal there as well.
Yeah, he hadn't scored in a couple games. So I think John would have been on his case if he won a 3rd game without scoring.
So if they won every game at home,
literally, they are top of the.
I think so. But I think their next 2 home games, they've got City and Arsenal in the same week, both at home. So that should be interesting. I think that's beginning of December.
Literally,
right.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see how they do in those 2 games.
So yesterday,
3 days apart
on Sky,
horrible.
Carragher
Christmas
said,
congestion. It's coming.
Yeah, Jamie Carragher said there's an argument for Emery to be classed as the 3rd best manager in the league, and from what I saw on social media, a lot of Arsenal fans were against this.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
the counter to that is,
Why?
I would say,
yeah.
I would say they are basing that just based on his period at Arsenal.
Yeah.
If you take that aside, he's the most successful Europa League manager, and he's got trophies in the bank.
Mm.
And I would say,
Arteta
and
has
this,
how many?
this is not a discredit to Arteta, but I think to be in that argument, you've got to kind of have multiple trophies. I know he's got the FA Cup and more than one good season.
It depends on what we're talking about. Like, if you're talking about career, you're talking about best manager now, or we talk about career.
Unai, hands down.
No, but if we talk about career,
Over Arteta. No, in the Prem.
No, not in the Prem. No, not in the Prem. Because Unai's not done nothing in the Prem. What's he done?
Oh, Aston
He's done
Villa
nothing.
3 points off the top. Arteta's done nothing in the Prem.
Well, he come second last year. Which we
So
done nothing.
what? So what?
What
That's
do you
not
know?
true.
Is
Is that what you take
But
to the
that's
trophy
a good
cabinet?
season, though. But
Wait.
But that's a good season. That's showing that you've done.
But
a
you've
good
got
season.
nothing to
But
show
Unai's
for it.
done. If you're talking about Prem versus Prem records, Arteta's is better than Unai's.
So okay,
You've
so
got nothing
let's
to
say
show for it.
the league ended today, and Aston Villa end up 2 points behind Arsenal. Have they had a better season than Arsenal?
Yes.
So he's on track for doing
Well,
better
at the
than,
moment, yeah.
he's
At the
on
moment
track
for this
doing better
season,
than-
but not last season. But this season, he's done better. But that's if that happens.
But but here's the thing. Arteta's first season at Arsenal, where did you lot finish? Roughly.
Eighth.
No, we finished 8th, but
Right?
no.
He came in mid-season.
But remember, Unai took half that season.
Yeah, he
and
came-
had us in 12th or something.
Okay, all right.
So that's Unai's fault.
All right, so
I took
Arteta's first full
halfway.
season.
He come 8th.
So there was no improvement.
That's his first season, though.
Wait. So there was no improvement. Aston Villa
That's his
finished.
first season in management. Full stop. That ain't like he's an experienced
Get
man.
out
That's
of
his
here,
actual
man.
I
first full
swear,
season
didn't
in
get
Aston
out
Villa
of
come
here,
fifth
man.
in his first season?
Yes, and he's an international. And how many? Not in his first season ever.
No, his first season in a new league at
Exactly.
Arsenal.
No, but he's been. How many Europa Leagues has he won? Is that good? That you won how many Europa Leagues and you come in and come fifth?
Wait, he got you to the final though, didn't he?
And we lost. So, yeah, you see it.
No, but I just think it's not an outlandish statement for Jamie Carragher to make.
No, if we're
Like-
talking about career, he's right. I
Yeah.
agree with him if we're talking about career.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it plays. I think a lot of Arsenal fans are still.
He might even be, if we're talking about
By,
career, his career might even be better than Klopp's. If you talk about, if with the amount of trophies he's won.
Got to win the big one though. Innit?
No, but he's won it
No, but yeah, he's
times.
definitely up there in terms of Premier League managers. And then, yeah, Watkins scored, made it 3-0. And then Raul got his first goal in, I don't even know how long it is, a very long time.
They said it was,
Yeah.
I think it was a year and a half.
Year and a half, long time.
They said he hasn't scored for 33 games.
Long time. But yeah, it took him a while to get back on his feet after the injury, didn't it? So yeah, but I think Emery is he's doing a really good job. But whether they sustain it for the remainder of the season, it'll be interesting to see.
They've made a good start.
But yeah, they've made a very good start. I think it's round up the rest of the fixtures from the weekend. So we've got Brighton 1, Sheffield United 1. Brighton had a lot of chances in this game before they went down to 10 men. I don't know if you guys saw the
Yeah, I
red
saw
card.
the
What do you
tackle.
think?
100% red card. No,
Yeah.
no discussion, no arguments. 100%.
I agree. Interesting that Adingra scored again in the league. I know he scored against Liverpool earlier in the season. But
That
it's
was a
one
really
of those,
good goal. Really
yeah.
good goal.
It was a good
Mm.
build up. But it's one of those finds that Brighton just seem to be picking up.
Mm.
Like a lot of people said they would struggle losing the midfielders that they did, but Adingra seems to be settling in. So yeah, Dahoud gets sent off and then they go behind to an unfortunate own goal a couple of minutes after that. And then actually Sheffield United had a good chance to win it at the end. Did any of you see De Zerbi's comments after the game?
That he hates 80% of the referees.
Yeah.
Well, that is That's madness.
Do you think that's lost in translation a little bit? Or
No,
do you
I
think
saw the interview. He knew exactly what he was saying. But well, that ain't gonna next week. That ain't gonna endear him to referees anymore, is it?
But he might just say to the referee that turns up, "Oh, you're one of the 20% that I like." Because he didn't. To be fair, he didn't name names, did he? So yeah. West Ham 3, Nottingham Forest 2.
Yeah,
good game, man. I was kind of
game.
flicking between this and Liverpool games when it was on at the same time.
Shocking.
So
no, I watched this one. I didn't watch the Liverpool one. I watched this one instead.
Fair enough.
It was a good game.
Paqueta scored a pretty decent goal. There was a mistake. I can't remember who it was in the Forest, gave the ball away. But yeah, a good long range goal. And then Pasta Owini scored the equaliser, make it 1-1 going into half time. And then Ilanga, who's not doing too badly at Nottingham Forest, not pulling up trees. I know you said when he first went there, you want him to kind of be the standout guy.
Has to be.
Etc.
Yes,
I still think that's a little bit harsh. Expectations.
I don't think so.
But I think he's been really good.
I think he's been solid, isn't it?
Because if you kick up stink and say, I want to be playing week in, week out, I feel like I can play for Man United week in, week out. All right, cool. We don't think you can, but go over there and show us that you can. So essentially, you need to go to Nottingham Forest and show them. You've got a point to prove. You should have a chip on your shoulder. You should be playing balling week in, week out and saying, look, this is what you let go. Kind of like Cole Palmer. Right?
Nah, he's levels below Cole Palmer.
No, I'm not saying they're on the same.
From a scenario.
I'm talking for a scenario situation. Cole Palmer's saying, right, okay, you lot chose to go with Doku. I'm going to go over here to Chelsea and I'm balling out. Yeah. That's why he did the celebration. See, it's almost kind of like,
this is what I can do kind of thing.
Elanga, that was a really good goal. I wasn't happy with the celebration. I thought they over-celebrated. Like, the score was 2-1. The geezer took off his shirt, were running jumping into the crowd and everything. They were celebrating for ages.
Yeah, sometimes the passion gets you, man.
Yeah, I didn't get it. It was like it was the 95th minute winner. That's how they celebrated it. And then the thing is,
Arsenal fan.
No, but I'm just saying, because it's not Arsenal, we won't get the narrative. But they're literally 10 seconds later, West Ham scored his 2-2. We're like, well, that was a bit silly, there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it literally was 2 minutes later.
It was crazy. He got booked and everything. Took a shot off, jumped into the crowd, got booked.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Man.
It's crazy.
Yeah, like you said, he's not pulling up trees, and he needs to be. I
think he's. So when he left Man United, I think he should have accepted he's not that level in it. Like, I don't think he was Man United level. I think he's gone to Nottingham Forest at his level, and I think if he stays there and they stay in the Premiership, he'll be a middle of the road Premiership player.
He's at training, right?
He's exactly what I was going to say. Go on, yeah, exactly. If you're looking around at Man United, who's there, you're thinking, maybe I should be playing here. Yeah, exactly. Because apart from Rashford, which other winger is better than him at Man United?
Garnacho, maybe. Well, Garnacho just seems to be more consistent. Or more, he's got more about him.
So if you're going on form, then none of them really. But like if you go on ceiling levels, most of them. And that's probably what Ten Hag was going on when he got rid of him. So
I'm just thinking that he's probably sitting there training, looking around, thinking, do you know what?
Yeah.
When I've got on the pitch, I've actually done something.
Yeah, yes.
I'm not getting the consistency. I should be playing. I want to play. And they've gone, nah, go over there, big man.
Hold it. And then, Bowen scores 2 minutes after Ilanga. Nottingham Forest are really, really poor at defending corners and set pieces. But even the winner from Souček in the 88th minute.
But you got to think, Bowen was short.
Yeah.
He's like
he
5
had
foot
he had a
something.
free header.
Yeah, and he's winning the corner, headers from corners.
And then, Souček scores the winner again from a corner, pretty much a free header. So I think Cooper will be a little bit disappointed with the game management. Like, you go 2-1 up, try and see out the game.
You've got to hold that at least for...
Try and get a draw. But defending, I think they'll be really disappointed with the defending for those... Are you
going to mention a little bit of a David Moyes masterclass, was that? No, I'm joking.
Not really.
It's just set pieces. West Ham weren't even that good, to be fair.
Nah, they weren't. But they got the result, and that's all that matters. Moving on to your boys, Arsenal 3, Burnley 1.
Not really much to report. It's just one of them get home.
I watched this game.
Yeah, home.
Another day at the office.
You expect 3 points. No, it wasn't a great game.
Yeah, I think they were unfortunate to concede when they did.
Yeah,
it's like right before half time. But if you're letting Saka win headers in the box, you're not defending well.
They brought it back to 1-1. The same thing happened, and we scored straight away. Straight after, the same thing happened in the West Ham game. That's the thing. If you equalise or take a lead, you can't concede straight after. But they do say it's the time to get a team minutes or whatever.
Yeah, the most vulnerable.
Yeah, most vulnerable is when you've just scored a goal. But not really much to report. Not really much excitement in the game. The atmosphere wasn't that great. It's just one of those games where you just chalk it off as 3 points and you move on. It's one of the games, end of the season, no one's going to remember it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so Brownhill equalised, made it 1-1. Saliba scored 3 minutes later. And then Zinchenko made it 3-1 with a really good finish. And then any contention
was sending off, which was 100% sending off.
Yeah, it's quite. Did you see Arteta's remarks afterwards? So he was very happy with VAR this week. They got everything right.
It was perfect.
Yeah. Man United 1, Luton 0. They had a goal. Did they have a goal this loud? No, I'm thinking of the previous game. I didn't see this game, but from what I see online, it's pretty much same old Man United of late.
Yeah,
kind of. Stumbling again.
I saw the highlights. They didn't really have much chances at all. The goal was a bit scrappy, and on another day, Luton could have got a draw. So I don't think anyone has been leaving Old Trafford any more excited about this Man United's prospects. But then if you look at the league table...
So that's what I was just coming to.
Man United are in the best form and they're only a few points behind the main guys.
So Man United are now 6. They've won 4 out of the last 5 Prem games. And they are 4 points off 5th, which is Aston Villa. So for all the kind of furore around Man United and how they're playing, etc., they've essentially just going about business, scraping wins unconvincingly. So be it. So they beat Luton on Saturday, unconvincingly beat Fulham. They lost to City, which is kind of...
It's all them last-minute winners, isn't it? Fulham last minute.
And then
Sheffield United last minute.
Sheffield United.
Brentford last minute. Yeah.
So they're the basis for Ten Hag to work on. Because if you're playing poorly but getting results, it's not bad. If he can just get a bit more out of his players, I'm not sure who was the last attacker to score for Man United, but it's been a while. It's not all doom and gloom.
What about the striker? He's not scored yet, has he?
Not in the league, but from what I hear, he's getting in positions. He looks busy, but I think for the money that they paid, you want a goal from him in the Premier League soon, innit? We're not asking him to score 15 goals a season, but you want him to kind of get on the score sheet pretty soon. Is it a case of Man United just wait and see what happens to get to the transfer window and maybe spend some money to...
I mean, do they really need to spend money? The form guide at the moment is saying...
Like, it's based on the performances where you can see, like, if they're playing better teams. So if you take the Man City result out of that run of 5 games, they lose that 3-0. It's not a game where they're playing less opposition and they can get over it.
Are they another team with a lot of injuries? They haven't really got they've got half their team not playing
they've got their squad. Their squad's just not consistent. They're just out of form at the moment.
Yeah, pretty much. But
the thing is, I think they'll be okay though.
Yeah, I don't think there's a need for them to dip into the transfer market. They just need to sort out what they've got.
Top 4?
Nah,
hell no. Hell no.
Top 7. So they're like 7th, 6th, 5th. They're fighting for.
So we know 3 teams for the top 4. There's a place up for grab though.
I think Tottenham and Villa will still be up there. Like, I know Isaac said he thinks Tottenham will drop, but I think Tottenham.
So who do you think? Who do you think's coming fourth?
I think it'll either be Villa or Brighton.
Nah.
You think Chelsea can make us, not for top 4,
No.
but do you think Chelsea can make a surge for like the top 8, like between 5th and 8th? Like,
if they can get consistent, I'll even back them for top 4.
I think it'll be Tottenham. I think it'll be Tottenham or Man United.
Nah. If Chelsea can be consistent, like string of string of results together. I can't get my words out. Put a string of results together. Then I can back them for 4th.
I think Man United's issue will be them against the bigger clubs. I don't think did they beat any of the big clubs last season? I know they were bottom of the, the top 6 mini league. They were bottom of that
last year.
They don't win many games. Or Ten Hag doesn't win many games against the.
You're right there.
Your team, Isaac, Everton, Crystal Palace 2, Everton 3.
They've had a mini revival, haven't they? Everton?
They have indeed. Like, not a result I saw coming. I'm gonna say, like, so they went 1-0 up to Mikalenko. Really sloppy from Crystal Palace. Like, first minute, like like they weren't switched off, still in the changing room. And then as they equalizes, 5 minutes gone. So 1-1 at half time. And Decore scores a really good goal to put it 2-1 up. And then you think when Edouard gets the equaliser, Palace might kick on, get the winner, or at least see out a draw. But no. Idris Gueye gets the winner. Another good goal to win the game 3-2. So I think that takes Everton up to 14th with 14 points. They're a point behind Crystal Palace. So are we saying they're kind of out of the relegation mire? Do you think they'll get dragged back in? Or are they going to be in that mid-table
I think where they are now is where I kind of expect them to finish that sort of place. Yeah. I don't expect them to be in a relegation battle because the 3 clubs down there are not going to pick up much points.
You're not talking on Everton,
Not interested.
Oh, that's funny.
If I talk about them, they'll keep doing well, and I'm not. I don't want to see them do well.
Oh, that's funny. All right, so that's a roundup of the Premier League results from the weekend. So we're going to touch on England for a little bit. International break week has rolled round once again. Thankfully, it's the last one till February, March.
You don't enjoy them?
It's the worst break, man. Like,
I think so. Do you know what? I used to hate them, but not so much recently.
Why have you fallen back in love with them?
I wouldn't say fallen back in love, but now because I think England's a good team, and I like watching England play. So now I don't see it as much as a chore because then I didn't used to watch England, so I stopped watching England. So for me, it was 2 weeks without football. But now I watch England, then it's just something a little bit different. It's watching football, watching a good team I support, but not with the same pressure.
But do you not just think that we basically play fodder every couple months and then we get a result and it's not really that inspiring. Like, bar the Italy result back in the last season when we won out in Italy. Not really great England performances.
No, we beat Italy last month as well.
Yeah, but was it a great performance? Like, it was.
Yeah, it was 3-1.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a great performance. But the squad's been announced. Notable omission again was Raheem Sterling
and Ben White.
I wouldn't say he's notable. Like, at centre back, I don't think he has a place in England as centre back, and he's not one of the best right backs. So I don't think Ben White is a notable omission from the England squad. That's me personally. You guys might have different opinions.
At right back, I agree. Yeah, can't get in there. Centre back, and then
you haven't played
centre back, so I've got every right not to pick you there. Yeah.
Wait, say that again?
He doesn't play centre back.
He
doesn't play centre back for Arsenal, so Gareth can say, "I'm not going to pick you as a centre back. You don't play there for your club."
How many men don't play in certain positions and they still get played?
That's
Karen Phillips don't even play at all.
He don't
even play at all.
But he's not.
But that's what he said. Like, and it's fair. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't knock him for Ben White.
So there was so Sterling wasn't called up to the initial squad. I think with each squad that's coming now, you kind of know that he might not be in the squad, and it's a little bit less of a shock.
Won't, not even might not.
Yeah, it's a little bit less of a shock. So, but there were injuries to the initial squad that was called up. So James Maddison, Callum Wilson, Lewis Dunk, and Jude Bellingham most probably all will be missing from the fixtures.
Reece James as well.
No, but we're going to come to because he wasn't in the squad.
We'll come to
but he.
So there were call-ups today for the replacement, and they were Cole Palmer, Rico Lewis, and Ezri Konsa. So at the press conference, Gareth Southgate was asked directly, why didn't you pick up Sterling? And his response was, who do I leave out?
Big man, two attacking players have just pulled out injured and you brought in two defenders. Nah, come on, man. You're telling me there's not something there?
Wait, who? There's only one attacker.
No.
So
in Maddison.
No, so he brought in Cole Palmer
and Konsa and Lewis. Lewis and Konsa are defenders.
Yeah. So he brought out, but Dunk is a defender. Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I can see.
You've lost one defender and brought in two.
You've got Dunk and you lost two.
No.
So you lost Maddison, Wilson, essentially Bellingham, like attackers for
What's
England.
Bellingham? So Bellingham's not in it. I thought he was still in it.
No, so Ancelotti said because he didn't play at the weekend, so he probably won't play.
Konsa's in for Dunk. Yeah.
Rico, you could say Rico Lewis is in for Maddison.
Yeah.
Because he plays
the midfield.
You could say that.
And
that's probably what he's done.
Yeah, it's Lewis
and
and
then
Palmer. And then Palmer for Wilson. That's what he's done.
So
that's you've lost. Okay, so you've lost 4 players. You've only brought in 3.
Yeah, but it's Southgate, innit? And I think he won't double down. So
I think
the issue is based on his form.
Come on, man.
He should have been called up with those injuries that have occurred.
He should have been the first name.
No.
Yeah, he should have got called up ahead of Palmer.
Huh?
He should have got called up ahead of Palmer. Because he played better
Ahead of Palmer, yeah. But I wouldn't say, you said first name. I wouldn't
put
him
in first reserve.
Oh, first reserve.
Yeah,
I thought you meant in the first squad.
No. He should have been the first reserve to be called.
But then, is he just trying to bring in the young bloods that, because these Cole Palmer, more likely, he's not going to start a game where he might come on for 5 minutes. He's just going to basically show him the squad.
Then
show him
say that then.
Well,
come out and say that. You say, look, do you know what? I'll be real with you. He's been out of the squad. I'm breeding new players, young players.
Yeah.
That's the strategy.
He should just come out and say, you know what?
Come out and
Sterling's had his time. He's played X amount of times for England.
Then
now
now
we're looking to the future.
But that's not really a good enough excuse.
It's not a good enough. It's still not a good enough excuse. But just be real.
Sterling's only 27, 28, and for me, I still think he's got a lot to offer.
100%
for England. And if you compare him to Rashford, who's only got 1 goal this season, performances haven't been great for, I'd say, going back to the tail end of last season. You could be like...
But he's been really good for England, though. Rashford, probably his best game this season was for England against Italy.
Okay, but can you always chance it to that person will perform for England? Because before that game, Rashford wasn't really on form for England. So I hear what you're saying. For England, he's done X, Y, Z. But if their club form isn't always great, that doesn't mean that they're always going to turn up when they're in an England shirt.
But the only thing is, you can't always pick a squad on form, because that means your squad will be different every single time. Because every single time you meet up, different players are going to be on different form. So you need some sort of continuity. You need to have a base, and you need to have a spine, and at least a good 8, 9 players. That you need a core, basically. You need a core.
No, I understand that.
Because form is always going to fluctuate. You can't keep changing.
I give you that. If you say someone like James Ward-Prowse, who hasn't been around the England squad, but bringing in Sterling doesn't alter your thinking or the dynamics of the England squad, considering how long he's been part of the England structure.
That's fair enough.
I would counter that for the Sterling argument. And if you look at the squad he has picked, so you can only really compare Grealish, Rashford, and Saka.
Well,
maybe Foden.
Grealish
Foden
is the only person I would say you could take out that squad and put Sterling.
Yeah, so that would have been the first person.
Yeah.
Rashford's out
and
there.
then
Not
Rashford.
Rashford.
I think the toss up with Rashford
Because
is
I
close.
think Rashford, for me, is not just in the squad. Rashford starts. He starts the games.
Get him out
For me, he's a starter.
Get him
so
out there.
he ain't coming out that squad for me. Grealish is not going to start for me. So, yes, he can come out.
Take Rashford all day. Get out of him, man.
What, because of bad form?
Yes.
But he's a better player than all of them. He's a better player than most of them.
Dog,
Is Rashford a better player than Sterling?
Of course he is.
You're moving nuts.
What?
You're moving mad.
You don't tell me that Sterling's a better player than Rashford?
100%.
No way.
Hands down.
No way.
Easily.
I'm not having that. No way.
Easily.
No way. He's on better form and he's played better than him this
Sterling
season.
is a
So
better player
you're telling me right
than
now,
Marcus Rashford.
if you at Arsenal, if you had to pick between Rashford and Sterling, you're taking
What?
Rashford.
Rashford all day. What are you talking about?
Jesus.
Wow.
I'm
Wait,
surprised
did
at
you
that.
not see what Rashford done last season?
No,
Are you
and this
crazy?
is why,
Have you
and
seen
this is
what
why
Rashford
they
done last
say,
season?
and this is why they say Sterling is the most disrespected English
What
player.
you're saying Rashford is Sterling's
This
a better
is why
player
they
than-
say that.
He's not a better player than Sterling. He's not better than him. Sorry.
Tell me when
Sterling has
Rashford's
been-
been England's best player.
I'm talking about last season.
No,
now,
but tell me
Man
when
United.
Rashford's been England's best player.
No, he's not been.
He's never
best player.
been. There's
No.
never been a moment when you've actually said, "No, Rashford is England's best player." Sterling carried England at the Euros.
No, but I'm talking. If we're talking about the Sterling now, he is not a better player than Rashford. I'm sorry. He's played better than him. He's been on better form. But if you took him ceiling, for me, Rashford has a higher ceiling.
I don't think he's shown a higher ceiling than Sterling at all.
At all. At any point.
Like,
At any point
No.
in his career.
Well, we'll have to agree to disagree. In my opinion, I think Rashford is
Fair enough.
has a higher ceiling.
I hear that. I hear that.
I
And
think obviously Sterling has had a better career and is playing better right now. But remember, Sterling has been off form for a very long time before this season. Since he's been at Chelsea, he's been poor. Let's be real. Up until this
to be
season,
fair, I think he didn't have a great first season at Chelsea. Like, but there was a lot of factors that.
and
like,
I think the same thing
managers,
happened to him at Chelsea is what's happening to Rashford now at Man United. I think that his form is a lot to do with the team and all the problems that they've got.
Nah, they've got a consistent manager.
What do you mean consistent?
What do you mean?
consistent
Hag-
manager, 4 wins in 5 out of 5.
No, man. But there's a lot going on.
Anthony thing's got nothing to do with him. The only bump in the road is him having a shubs at China White. Like, I don't.
No, man. The team's not playing well, isn't it? So it's affected him.
Yeah.
He's
That's
getting
crazy.
Yeah, okay,
He's
fair
getting a
enough.
lot of heat. He's getting a lot of heat right now.
What?
But yeah, I think it's harsh on Sterling, and I think what he might just have to do if Southgate doesn't manage beyond the Euros, he might just have to chin it and be like, right, I'm not part of the England plans under this manager. Whoever comes in next, I think might still
Give him a
look to him
chance.
just because. Yeah, he's like I say, he's 27, 28. He's got a lot to offer still.
But by then he's getting 29, 30.
Yeah, granted, but like if you look at the players around, like you say, Grealish.
What's that got to
Grealish
do?
hasn't done anything.
Kane's how old?
Kane's Kane, though.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Kane's how
Kane.
old though? Sterling's still performing.
Yeah, but
If
the difference
Sterling
is,
carries on, if Sterling carries on this form
I think
or
it's
gets
more to
better,
do with your competition.
come on,
Sterling's
man.
in a position where there's always going to be good young wingers coming through. Kane up front at the moment.
That
there
don't
ain't
get a
no
look
one
in.
else.
Good young wingers that don't get a look in.
But then even like so you got someone like Cole Palmer, like who going forward, who would you rather in the squad? Right now, Sterling all day. But in a year, 2 years time, is he going to be getting hit?
Yeah, if he
Cole
keeps it up.
Palmer?
But I think not having Sterling in the squad
It's
is
crazy.
yeah, I think it's mad. Like I think you can even like sacrifice. Who else is there? You've got like you don't need Calvin Phillips in
For
the
me,
squad. Like,
Grealish will be the one to sacrifice because he's not really done much
Yeah.
for England or City this season.
yeah.
Do you
Can I-
think do you think this whole picking a core set of players, like in the grand scheme of things, do you think it's like a fair approach for the players that are out there that are actually putting in work and trying to get a national team call up?
So, like in Gareth's defense, he's got to a final and a semi-final of the last two
Mm-hmm.
major. No, sorry, quarter final and the final. Yeah,
He's not won anything, but okay, I hear.
Yeah,
did he manage in the last World Cup?
Last three he's done. So he's done quarterfinals. He's done all three: quarterfinal, semi, and final.
So in his defence, the system that he's adopted seems to be working. I think the last World Cup,
working?
He was too negative in the last World Cup. But what it does though, it breeds, like you say, it breeds a culture of no matter what I do, I'm not going to get a look in. And that's not something, I don't think that's something you want to carry out. But if he doesn't manage beyond the Euros, it doesn't matter. Like, I think if he was going to take us into the next World Cup, then I think it's an issue. Because he's like, well, this is my squad. But after this cycle, a lot of those players would have to go. So like your Hendersons, your Calvin Phillips, etc. They would have to drop out.
He's still getting picked, man. That's not fair, bro.
Yeah, I know. But as I said previously on this pod, I think he got his core because he sees it up until a certain point. He's like, my end of road is here, the Euros. This is what I want to take that end of road to help me do as well as I think I can. Which personally, I don't think it'll be that well.
The negative effects that has on the selection pool.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Crazy.
And I wouldn't mind if he didn't come in and start with, I'll pick on form, X, Y, Z. I think he did say, if you don't play here, you might not be considered as much.
We can't hold him to what he said in his first press conference when he just got the job. And the people say, you said this when you came in, but come on, that was his first press conference.
No, but he hasn't come out and said, I've changed my stance in it.
Yeah.
He's very good at what he says. He's like careful. He doesn't kind of
we got
to give you everything in it. Like
he's different now. He's had the job for what, 6-7 years now. So he's a different manager now, and he thinks about the job differently than what he did in his first year. And,
100%.
Yeah, and it's a hard one because for players who are on the outside, it is hard. You're like, how do I get in? It's like literally the only way you can get in is if like everyone starts calling for you.
Like Maddison.
That you literally got to be so good for so long that it comes to a point where he can't ignore you anymore. And that's what happened with Maddison. He didn't want to put Maddison in for so long. Yeah. And then now Maddison's in every squad.
He didn't want Maddison.
Yeah. He did crazy. If you look at the Spanish team of like 08 onwards, right? They had the same core of players picked virtually almost every single selection, right? But what they had about their players is their players were playing for the best clubs, pretty much almost all of them, and consistently and performing high levels, right? Even the subs were playing high levels. The odd player that would get in would be a player that's done a madness at a club level. So like a striker would have scored 30 or 25 to 30 goals. Next selection he's in. Do you know what I'm saying? Torres or Villa would have to hold bench and a striker would come in. Or
someone changed their nationality from Brazil to Spain.
Diego Costa.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Thiago.
No, but do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, but I could understand that because let's just be honest, that defense, they were all either Real Madrid or Barcelona. Who's getting in ahead of them? Like, let's be honest. And they're playing week in, week out at the highest levels. England, that's not the case situation with England. So I think that's why there's frustration. Like if Calvin Phillips was playing week in, week out for City, or Maguire was playing week in, week out, and he was actually performing really to a high level, no one would bat an eyelid.
Yeah. To be fair, in Maguire's defence, since the last squad, he played.
He's been playing well.
And that's why no one said anything about him. Like, let's be honest, his name's not been mentioned.
Yeah.
No one said anything. Everyone's just looking at, well, why is Phillips still there?
Yeah. So, do we think there is positives, though, to when you're joining up with England, every time you join up, it's the majority same players? Does that give you more the club feel? And you know how people play. Yeah. You get to know people better and stuff like that, rather than bringing in new man every single time.
Of course, fine. There are benefits, but I'm not going to lie to you. Me personally, if I'm in that situation and I'm walking in the state and I've had to bust my ass, pardon my language, I've had to bust my chops to maintain my position in this team, and I'm seeing the next man just stroll in who hasn't got any minutes. I'm like, I'm not going to lie to you. There must be a bit of contention. There must be a few men in there looking like, Right, like.
Yeah.
But
what I
I'm
would
just
say,
going on here?
But I'm just thinking about the guys that are benefiting off of this. So a Maguire, a Calvin Phillips, wouldn't they be tying up thinking, I got to play well. I got to do something for this guy. He's kept faith with me. He's showing belief in me.
Yeah, I don't think there's been any
easily not to.
Any discontent in the England squad. Like what I would give to Gareth is that he's brought back like a bit of squad harmony in it. Like when you kind of see the social media clips, like everyone's kind of interacting together.
Yeah.
Like there's none of that club segregation that used to be rife within the England team. Like everyone just kind of pulls together, and that is good. And I think that's a benefit. But from the outside looking in, you just hope that this works. For like, he's just falling on his sword. Like he's not backtracking in it. He's like, right, this is my stance. And from outside looking in, I want that to work as an England fan.
But as you say, with the results so far, it's looking like it is working because they're getting to later stages of all the tournaments that he's done so far.
But they're not winning anything.
Yeah, but they weren't winning it. They weren't getting in close before. They're doing better.
Sticking with England, just Harry Kane. So 15 goals, I think he's got now.
Hold on, just quickly, you said we were going to touch on the Reece James situation.
Oh, sorry, yes. So he wasn't called up into the squad, but Gareth Southgate said that he wanted to call him up and he would have. So there's a bit of it. So from Gareth Southgate's stance, he's saying that Reece James said, no, I'm not going to come to this squad because I want to work on my fitness because I've been out for a while. The Chelsea side have said, well, we know he's not fully fit, but we didn't say he shouldn't join up with the England squad. So there's kind of two stories.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I heard that he rejected the call-up.
Yeah, I heard that's what I heard.
Yeah, so that's... But from the Chelsea side, they're saying, well, no, he could have
But here's the thing. Raheem Sterling did the same thing. He rejected the call-up. That was why he was...
Yeah, and that's... Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see how Southgate handles this.
But do you hear what Southgate said?
Yeah,
he said he's only got one more squad to prove he can make it into the Euros. So it seems like he's discrediting whatever he's done previously.
Nah, that was not nice what Gareth said.
Yeah, he's
basically saying that squad in March, if Reece James ain't there, then I don't think he's going to be there in the summer.
Your ego, your pride is really going to make you drop out. So let's be honest. We've got 3 right backs, right? Trippier.
We've got loads.
No, but come on. Our good right backs. Trippier, Trent and Reece.
Walker. We've got 4. Walker as well.
But Walker gets used as a centre-back.
No, sometimes. And Trippier does play left-back as well sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Walker gets used at that. Let's be honest. Walker gets used as a right centre back.
Only if there's 3, but England don't always play 3.
But more often than not, when he's brought in, it's to be used as a right centre back.
They play 4 now. They play 4 at the back.
Yeah,
now.
and it's true. Well, Trent goes in.
Yeah, they play 4 at the back now.
All right, all right. Kyle Walker, 4. I count Kyle Walker as a right centre back just based on what I've seen him play. Right, and they use Reece James. Fair assessment. I think that's crazy. There's no way. His pride. If that happens,
I can see it.
That is.
But what he was saying from a fitness point of view, he's not talking about quality, but he's saying that he needs to see that he doesn't basically want to pick Reece James in the tournament, and then he can't play 2-3 games in a week.
But then that's the whole point of the club. That's the whole point of your club games.
That's what he's
and him staying behind to work on that fitness.
That's what he's saying. But then obviously.
Southgate is mad.
Chelsea's 1 game a week, so you don't know whether he could play 3 games in a week. So that's why he wants him in that squad so he can play him 2 games and see that he can do it.
Okay, so you pick me up for the squad and I sit and I've got knocks. What now then? Well, I'm in training and I don't complete any training sessions because of knocks. Yeah. What now then?
But that's a risk though, isn't it? But I think coming out so publicly and being like, I think that could have been like a behind closed door conversation. Like we didn't need to know that.
But was he asked the question? Because everyone would look at the list and be like, oh, why is Reece James not in this?
Yeah, but you get a bit of protection in it. Like, it's a rock and a hard place because you do, on one side, you want Southgate to be as open and transparent as he can be.
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, you don't essentially want him to kind of throw someone on the bus by saying, you didn't take my call up, so you've only got one more chance now. It's a bit techie.
I was watching the overlap and Roy Keane was like, don't be fooled by this guy.
Yeah, I see that.
You saw that?
Yeah.
You can see it. Like,
Don't be fooled by him.
The mask is slipping. Like, as time's gone on, the mask has slipped.
I think he knows this is last year, so now he can start to bring a little bit more out on whatever. He doesn't have to be a Mr. Nice Gareth anymore.
He's been a bit more snarky and biting back
it's the last few
press
months.
Conferences and whatnot.
It's the last few months.
The mask is slipping.
He knows he's on his way out, so he doesn't really need to.
Yeah.
Now he can, which might be a good thing. He might bring a bit more ruthless.
I think even if he wins the Euros, I don't think he should stay on. I think that just cut your ties and. Because to be fair, if he wins it, I still think France are gonna win it personally. But if he wins it, like there's nothing more you can win the World Cup, but it's very unlikely.
The only problem is I don't see much of a candidate to take over. But I agree with you that I don't think he should carry on if he wins it.
Gary O'Neill.
Bit early for him. He's a bit early.
Under 21 manager, Carsley.
Let's Potter.
I think they might stick in house. Carsley's done pretty well.
They won
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Sorry, I was gonna go to Harry Kane. So it's actually 17 goals he's got in Bundesliga now with 5 assists.
Ridiculous.
So a question that that was posed in our WhatsApp group is: should he have gone earlier to Germany?
I think there's gonna come a point in his career, at the end of his career, when they do the whole punditry and start sitting down, and I think he'll come out and say, yeah, do you know what? Maybe I should have went a season or two earlier. And not necessarily abroad.
Yeah.
Maybe abroad. Or maybe I should have went to a top team
earlier.
I don't think he should have went earlier to Germany. I think he should have went earlier. But to someone in the Premier League or one of the big two in Spain, not to Bayern Munich. Because that's a weaker league. So you can go there later on and do what you're doing now. I think to be there 2-3 years, he'd have been done 2-3 years ago, he'd been doing exactly the same thing as what he's doing now. So I feel like German league now I see it a bit like going PSG. You're guaranteed to win the league and no one's going to give you credit for winning the league.
You're not guaranteed.
Bayern Munich have won the league the last 10 years straight.
The last season it was only because Dortmund threw it away.
Yeah, but they still won it 10 years straight. League or other league is like that where you could be more. You're the most guaranteed. You're more guaranteed to win it in Germany than you are in France.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting how Leverkusen do if they can continue.
They've matched Pep's Bayern record.
Yeah, if they can continue their good form.
Yeah, they're doing well. Xabi Alonso, that isn't it?
It's annoying that they're in the Europa League as well. I thought it was in the conference
with Xhaka.
They won every game in the league. In the Europa, innit? In Europa, they've won every game.
And they've only drawn to Bayern, I think, in the league. Yeah, they've drawn one. And I think for
Kane, it all comes down to Champions League. Really,
you think Bayern are in good stead to win the Champions League?
Yeah,
they're one of the teams, isn't it? One of the teams that can win it.
They'll go to the latter stages, especially with Harry Kane. And I think I've been watching. So this is it. I've been watching games here and there when possible, and then catching highlights. You could see in the first 3 or 4 games, it was still a bit disjointed. They weren't really passing to Kane. He was getting into positions and things like that. But if you look at them now,
gelling.
What? With Tell and Choupo-Moting coming off the bench, and Gnabry as well.
Musiala in the 10 now,
exactly,
innit?
And Muller's still coming off the bench. Yo, listen, this team now, they look dangerous, man.
Yeah.
They look very dangerous, and you can see Kane's loving it. Hat-trick in the Classica, 2 goals game most recently, just before the international
one
break.
From the halfway line as well.
One from the halfway line.
Yeah. The confidence is
sky high, and that's what you want going into a Champions League run.
So, I've seen a few Bayern games. He doesn't drop as deep as what he was.
He still does,
but not as often.
As
at Bayern Munich,
which is good.
Yeah, which is good. Do you think Southgate might be like, look, we've got Bellingham behind you now, you don't need to do the dirty work as much.
Nope, because he would have done that already.
So you don't think Southgate will? Because if you
No,
look
still,
at,
I think for England,
you still want him to drop deep for England.
nah, you don't.
You do. You still
No,
want
you
him to
don't.
drop deep because
Because
Bellingham's going to go. Bellingham's going to go.
Man. No, man.
So he can still create.
it's a bugbear of mine, and it was
hate it.
even when he was at Tottenham.
Why are you picking
if
up the
you
ball
saw-
off Ben Davis?
You see Harry Kane
Hmm.
pass the ball to the person that's going to assist him. So if you look at a lot of his Tottenham goals, he'll be on the certain circle, pass it to Son, bust the gut to get in the box, and Son whip it into him and score.
No, but
And even for England, he does that as well.
assists to Song though. A lot of Son's goals were assisted by Kane because Sane's dropped deep and then it's played him through.
Nah,
And he does that
but
with
you
England.
don't want that though.
I think
You don't
it's
want
not
you want
ideal,
your
but
you want your star striker
But it's his game, innit?
on the end of the
It's
ball.
Kane's game now.
Nah, man.
It's
I don't
what he
think
wants to
should.
do as well.
Nah, I don't think he should. I don't think he. As
I
a
don't
man,
think he
I
should
don't
do
think
it
he
as
should
much
be
as he
doing
went.
it.
At Tottenham, he done it too much because there's no
Way
one else
too
to
much.
create.
Yeah.
But-
like we said, if he went City, there would have been none of
If
that.
he finds the
It
happy
would have been
medium,
like, no, my friend.
if he finds the happy medium between what he wants to do and what's needed, then I think that can work.
Yeah. So I'm going to the England game on Friday, and I'm gonna count how many times he touches the ball in the centre circle.
Do you think he'll start?
100%.
Oh yeah, stat pad City, man. Malta,
No, they're through though.
he's looking at Hattie. It's Harry Kane. He swore on his daughter's life that he scored a goal that he didn't score. Like, come on.
I thought they'll give. Oh, Wilson's out. Maybe Watkins.
Nah.
You
How
won't
often
give.
do
You
you
won't
see
give Watkins a run?
Southgate?
Who's the second?
experiment?
Who's the game after that?
North
Macedonia.
Macedonia.
So Harry will play one. Watkins. Will
So
play.
Malta is a qualifier.
Okay, so
They're both qualifiers.
yeah, the
then-
final two qualifiers.
then
All right, so
Harry
let-
Kane's starting both of them.
Well, they're through though. They won the
Harry
group
Kane's
already.
starting
All
both.
right, so Dad, pick your team. Yeah, so like this is so I'm going to give you the defensive and midfield forward options. So goalkeepers, you got Johnson, Pickford, and Ramsdale. Who'd you go for?
Pickford starts.
It's gonna be.
No, it's
well,
not Gareth's
well,
team.
Gareth's
Who
team or my
would you
team.
guys?
Oh,
Who
For
would
me,
you
I
guys
think
pick?
Ramsdale.
Ramsdale's the best.
Ramsdale.
Yeah, I don't like Pickford at all.
All right,
At
then
all.
you got Colwill, Gay, Lewis is classed as a defender on the England website. We don't know whether he'll play there. Konsa, Maguire, Tomori, Trippier, Walker.
Is Tomori in the squad? Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro. Didn't see that.
Hey, Loftus Cheek. That's another one. Playing well.
Nah,
Not
get
even
him
a
out of
mention.
there. Get him out of there.
Nah.
What?
So there's no recognised left back. Colwell's been playing left back, but I don't
No,
think he's very
Trippier's going to
good
be the
there.
left back. Trippier will be the left back.
So yeah, Trippier. I'll say Trippier left back.
Yeah.
Colwell hasn't been playing well this season.
No,
I
but I
know.
can't believe you lot just brushed over Loftus Cheek like
Nah,
that.
come on.
no,
Just because he's having a
Mm.
little purple patch.
Bargain.
Yeah, we've seen the levels. He's not there yet.
No, he's
He
there.
might come back, but
He's there, bro.
look how long it took for Tomori. Tomori had to win the league before he even got a look in. So I'd say Trippier left back, Walker right back, and then I'd like to see Konsa and Tomori.
It's going to be
personally.
Maguire, isn't
But
it?
it'd be Maguire and one other.
Is Gay
Most
in
probably.
there?
Yeah.
I think it'll probably be him. I'll be
Yeah.
Maguire and
Maguire,
Gay.
Gay.
But if they do that, please don't put Gay on the right hand side and he's left footed and Maguire's right footed and he goes on
Yeah,
the
they
left
should stick in
because Maguire prefers the left. That's ridiculous.
And then Trent's class as a midfielder with Bellingham, Conor Gallagher, who I would say has played pretty well this season. I think
Well,
he's been
Chelsea yesterday,
Chelsea's best midfielder.
yeah, and
Yeah.
they spent 100 million on the other two each,
Yeah,
and
and he's
he's been their
outshining
best
them.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that was he was really good yesterday. To be fair,
Yeah. Henderson, Palmer, Phillips, Declan Rice. I personally would play, if Jude was fit, I'd play Trent, Jude and Rice. But I'd say Gallagher will play. I think Trent will play and most probably Rice. And then forwards, you got Bowen, Foden, Grealish, Kane, Rashford, Saka, Watkins. I'd give Watkins a run out.
I'd play Foden as well.
Watkins and Saka,
And Rashford,
Watkins.
I'll play Rashford.
Rashford. Yeah. Looking at it, it's not an inspiring squad, is it? It's just okay. It's just okay. But yeah, England playing Malta and North Macedonia in the upcoming qualifiers.
You say you're going Friday?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be there. We'll meet for a drink or something beforehand then.
Do it. Right, just moving on. Couple more topics. So Lyle Fosters. So for those that don't know, Lyle Fosters is a Burnley striker. Actually done pretty well so far this season. So he scored. He's played 8 league games. He's played 8 games this season. Burnley's top goal scorer, 3 goals and 2 assists. So last week, it came out that Lyle Fosters was going in the care of specialists after a reoccurrence of mental health issues that he suffered earlier this year. Company came out and said there's no time frame for Foster's return, but they're there to help him with everything that he's going through. So it's just a quick conversation about the progression of kind of the mental health within football. I think I'd say even like maybe 5 years ago, this might have been a little bit frowned upon. Like a top flight player coming out who's doing really well at their club, saying that they need to take away for their mental health issues. I think it's quite progressive that he's been able to come out and say, I need this help. And everyone's been really receptive about what's happened and what he needs to do to get over his issues. What do you guys take on this?
Yeah, no, totally agree that if it's something that he needs to do, mental health is serious and it's real. So for him to step away and take the time to get the help that he needs and the club and everyone around him to support him is fantastic. And obviously, he's a very young guy as well. He's 23 years old? So hopefully he gets himself right and we see him back on the pitch. But yeah, it's something that needs to be taken seriously, and it sounds as if it is being done so. So it's only positive.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of a point of just because you've got a high-profile job, you've necessarily got more money than the average person. A lot of people think that you should just kind of suck it up. Like, what are your worries, etc. When it just proves to show no matter how much money you have or kind of possessions, that these things can affect you. And just kind of doing a bit of research. Like, he's been in this position since 2021. So it's not like a new thing. He said, like, when he was playing in Belgium, he'd just been in an apartment all by himself with kind of his thoughts, etc. And he didn't know who to talk to then. So it's good that now he's able to do that. So yeah, best wishes to Lyle and his family going forward, and hope that he's back playing and scoring soon. And then, right, our next topic brought to the furore by Mr. Isaac. Gonna be a bit of a contentious one, I think, with the debate of Thierry Emery versus Luis Suarez. So I know there might be people watching or listening.
So, okay, let's kick it off. Let's just get straight to it. Who are you picking?
So I thought about this.
We'll get into all it. We'll get into all the what. Just who are you picking?
Suarez.
Who are you picking?
I thought outnumbered here. Obviously, it's Thierry. Come on.
Who are you picking?
Thierry Emery.
Okay, interesting. So I think before you asked the question, I would have had Emery. But when I thought about it, and I was like, Suarez done a madness.
He did. I mean, he's got more goals, he's got more assists, and he's got more trophies in fewer games as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Are we talking career?
Yeah, career-wise.
What
No, I was just thinking, I thought it was about Prem.
Oh, I mean, Prem on
Prem
all
is
day.
hands down.
But I think career-wise.
But career-wise, I mean, Suarez.
Are we judging who's the better player or had the better career?
I mean, just whichever way you put. Whichever.
Okay, who was the better player? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even still, that's.
But yes, Suarez was.
I think
Suarez is
the
a
gap
brilliant player.
either way is not. It's not big.
No.
It's not
like
big.
It's not huge.
Very close.
Yeah, it's very close.
They're two very outstanding players. Yeah, they're two magnificent players. Yeah.
Suarez, I think Suarez is a better finisher than Emery.
Yeah. I think Emery had more X factor, but like getting down to the nitty gritty and getting in the box and, like you say, finishing. Like Suarez, he was doing a madness playing with John Flanagan and Jay Fury.
Suarez had more.
Like,
he had more.
like-
He had more skill. He's got more skill than Henry.
Bruv, you know how hard, like,
Week in, week out.
like Henry,
31 goals.
Henry never really played with trash in it. Maybe like the last season at Arsenal, that team wasn't great.
And maybe his first couple of years at Arsenal.
Nah.
He came in with Bergkamp and Ian Wright,
Nicholas and Nelka.
Yeah, Parlour.
No, they
and then,
weren't
man,
there when. He come after. He come in like 99.
But he was playing with Parlour.
Yeah, Parlour. What is Parlour? Parlour
No,
ain't
but
great.
at the time, Parlour was a ball. Like, come on. What they
Tony
call him?
Adams.
Parlour, you know.
Nah, that Arsenal
Patrick
team weren't
Vieira.
rubbish. The Arsenal team weren't rubbish.
David
He wasn't
Seaman.
rubbish, but
If you compare to who Suarez was playing with at Liverpool
yeah.
to compare who Henry was playing with at Arsenal, like,
And then Suarez went to Barcelona, joined Messi and Neymar.
Yeah,
Which
well,
is
that
touted
front three was MSN was ridiculous.
touted as
Crazy.
the best front three ever, innit? So
But Henry's one was pretty good as well. And
Henry, Eto'o, and
Ronaldinho.
yeah, but Ronaldinho was gone quite quickly, wasn't he?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was Messi then. Young Messi.
Yeah.
It was a young
Messi.
Messi.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Messi coming through,
Messi
innit?
coming.
Yeah,
Eto'o, Henry, Messi.
It's I think that it can go either way. Like, I don't think there's much contention if you pick Suarez over Henry. I think a lot of maybe our generation who watched Henry in the Prem at his pomp, like, will be like, Henry.
That
yeah,
invincible
done a madness.
season, Henry.
Yeah. Like, crazy. Like, Henry done a madness. Suarez done a madness. But Suarez went to Barca and I think he got better. I don't think Henry went to Barcelona and got better, if that makes sense.
No, he was older though, innit? He was
Yeah,
older.
exactly.
Yeah, no, he was.
I think
granted.
he was past his prime. I think
Yeah.
Suarez went to Barca in his prime.
Yeah, at the right time, innit?
At the right time.
And with two demons, like.
And Tiki Taka was still
Yeah,
alive
that
and-
midfield, yeah. Come on. Imagine that midfield where anyone looked good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right. So the general consensus is it's close.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
close.
like
It is
it's
50,
close.
50,
not-
innit? Like,
Crazy to pick one or the other.
no, I don't
Right?
think it is. Like, I think
Okay.
it's, I think
Well,
that's
okay, fair enough. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought there would be more. It would lean more to the Henry camp, but maybe we need a bigger panel. Maybe John might have a different answer. T might. We know teams T. Team
Yeah,
Henry.
it feels weird to be two Liverpool fans, especially on this pod.
No, I thought Isaac was going to say Suarez, to be honest. Like,
Nah.
Yeah, I thought-
Maybe you're right. Maybe it is nostalgia, and it's being old
I think
enough.
we just saw Henry up
In his-
close and personal a lot more than what we saw Suarez.
And Henry, I'm sorry, Henry was nuts. A lot of people will say Suarez because the internationals as well as, but then maybe not because
Yeah.
Henry won. He was the Euro
World Cup,
2000.
Euros,
We won
innit?
World
Yeah.
Cup.
I
Yeah.
think
We
Suarez
won-
has only
We won World Cup and Euros.
The Copa, maybe.
I don't even think he's got that.
I know he's got one international thing. I'm not sure.
Right, I've got a quiz for you guys. I told you lots to brush up on your appearances.
Wait, I'm not gonna get this. I'm not gonna do well at this at all. I tell you.
All right, so pick a number between 1 and 3.
2, obviously. Yeah, this is a trick question.
Oh, a separate number, or are you doing it for
Go
both?
on.
Okay, 3. So,
Okay. Well, the answered first, so I'll go with 2. All right, cool. So I'm looking for the most Premier League appearances by a Portuguese player. And if you can you name the top 5?
Ronaldo's got to be in there.
Bernardo Silva.
Ronaldo's second, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
196 appearances.
Okay.
Bernardo Silva, nope. No Bernardo Silva in the top 5.
Oh, God.
Elder Postiga.
Nope.
I got the Tottenham one.
Yeah.
He was on there for like 1 or 2 seasons.
Exactly, yeah. He wasn't there long.
Yeah. I can't even think of any.
Same, bro. I'm struggling. Jota in there?
No.
Wow.
He's in top 10. He's not
In
top 5.
Top 5.
I'm thinking this up must be old. It can't be.
Got to be a goalkeeper somewhere, innit?
Nope.
Spurs.
So you're looking for 2 defenders and 2 attackers.
Oh, I was about to say a midfielder. Jose Font.
Yep, he's third. 178 appearances. So you're
Right,
looking
my
for
mind's
3 more
gone
players.
blank. I'm not even going to lie.
Carvalho.
No,
What?
he was only there for like 2-3 seasons.
Ferreira. Carlos Ferreira.
Yep, he's 5th.
Good shout. Yeah.
141 appearances. So you got 2 more players, 2 attackers.
2 attackers.
Wait, was Basingwa?
No.
Oh, but he's not even.
Oh,
he's not even.
Morty?
Yeah, he's first.
Oh, yeah.
296 appearances.
Got Barmorty.
You should get this. This one's obvious.
Attacker.
It's like really obvious.
Are they still playing?
The last time I checked, yeah.
Go on, give us a clue.
I can't because it's
Wait.
that obvious.
Oh, what?
Any kind of clue would be
What
really
were you
obvious.
before? Number 3 now. Is this
Number
number
4.
2. Oh,
Number 4. So
It's an attacker.
Luis Bournemouth was first, 296 appearances. Cristiano Ronaldo second, 196 appearances. Jose Font third, 178 appearances. And Paulo Ferreira is 5th with 141 appearances. So there's someone in between Jose Font and Paulo Ferreira. He was an attacker. I'm trying to think of a
Was it Mendes?
Pedro Mendes.
Yeah.
He's not an attacker.
No.
He's a midfielder.
He was a midfielder.
Mm.
Okay, so the clue I will give is he loved the long range cracker.
I was going to say Mendes again.
Long range.
A long range. Tell us, man.
No. Let's get it. We got one of us got to get it. We're 2-2 at the moment, so one of us should get it. Attacker.
Mm-hmm.
How many Prem clubs did they play for?
1.
It's got to be Chelsea. Oh, Chelsea.
Came in, done a thing, left. Not necessarily a striker.
I can't think of anyone.
Let's call it a draw, man.
Yeah, go on.
Nani.
Oh, my days.
147.
So obvious, isn't it?
It's so that's why I couldn't give you a clue. Because it was just like
you know.
any kind of clue
That's
I would
mad.
give is like
Yeah, should have linked it with Ronaldo.
yeah, that's what I
that was
say.
good still.
man,
that was
that
good.
was
That was
good.
good. Nice one, nice one.
That's good.
Well, yeah, thank you very much, boys. It's been another...
Oh, what was number 3? Like just a different.
Yeah, different.
nationalities.
So I had
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
next week.
different
Yeah, maybe
nationalities.
next
okay.
week. we'll
Different
run that again.
nationalities.
Yeah, steaming. Nanny. Oh, obvious. But yeah, thanks for listening, watching, however you consume. Please continue liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting. The interactions have been good on the socials this week.
I know, right? LeBron
Arsenal
James.
fans were getting spicy about whether they should have beaten Newcastle. or
Yo,
not.
that interaction was
it was fun to
big
fun
up
to read.
Binzi.
Yeah, but yeah, keep supporting as always, please, and we'll be back next week. Peace.
All right,
Peace.